They say volume is dead, but here is the cold truth. If you aggregate the innings of the three most recent Cy Young winners ranked outside the top 10, Garrett Cole, Blake Snell, and Jacob deGrom, their total contributions were statistically dwarfed by the volume of one man, Kevin Gausman, who sits at a modest number 27. It's an insane paradox where proven dominance is constantly at war with present fragility.
This is 604 News Now, and today we are diving deep into a ranking so aggressive, so volatile, it will redefine your understanding of pitching value for the 2026 season. We need to talk about why the volume police are wrong, why a 22-year-old rookie sits above established legends, and why the final 1A and 1B spots are separated by a razor-thin margin of command. We start down at the foundation with Nathan Eovaldi at 30 and the perennial workhorse Kevin Gausman at 27.
Gausman's placement is a masterclass in separating reliability from ceiling. You cannot build a playoff rotation on pure volatility, insists veteran pitching coach, Coach Mike. Gausman gives you 190 innings of mid-3.0 ERA and a 1.06 whip. He is the stabilizing pillar. He's the anti-risk. And Coach Mike has a point. Gausman's consistency, averaging 185 innings with the Blue Jays, is invaluable in an age where 150 innings is considered a full workload. But the rankings shift aggressively when we move to the high-risk, high-reward prospects. We're talking about the stuff guys, the whiplash picks that make this list controversial. Take Trey Yavej at 29. 14 regular season innings. You can hear the traditionalists screaming through their monitors. Yet, he threw 27 heroic postseason innings, dominating the deepest pressure cooker in the sport. The argument is simple. You rank the stuff, you rank the dog. Nolan McLean at 25 is another prime example, the ultimate high-risk, high-upside play, ranked ahead of durable Nick Pivetta. McLean's 48 innings were historically dominant, a 2.06 ERA with a K rate pushing 30%. Dr. Anya Sharma, a biometrics analyst known for her work on pitcher mechanics, confirms the obsession. McLean's slider has an average of 18 inches of horizontal sweep, exceeding 95% of major league pitchers.
When the spin efficiency is that high, the small sample size becomes irrelevant. It's predictive talent, not a fluke run. This is the core conflict of the 2026 projection. Do you trust 180 innings of good or 50 innings of historically elite? For this list, the answer is clear. The elite stuff dictates the ceiling. This brings us to the tragedy of the established veterans, where risk is measured not by immaturity, but by age and physical toll.
Framber Valdez sits at 22, the ground ball king. Consistently reliable, yet the enthusiasm is muted. He's a high-floor guy, but the ceiling debate is over. Then the heartbreaking placement of Garrett Cole at 21. A recent Cy Young winner, yet here he is, just outside the top 20, the shadow of Tommy John surgery hanging over his 35-year-old arm. You look at that 2023 Cy Young plaque, and you feel the weight of expectation, Cole recently commented to the press, his voice laced with emotion. But you cannot command trust based on past glory when you haven't faced live hitters in a calendar year. This sentiment perfectly encapsulates the ranking logic. Cole was a top 5 pitcher. Until he proves he can handle the volume and velocity post-surgery, his floor is too low for the top tier. You have to see the pitches move again. You need to see the volume returned. The narrative pace quickens as we approach the top 10, entering the land of unassailable dominance. Hunter Brown at 12 is arguably the most underrated workhorse on the list, a true dark horse ace who put up a ridiculous 2.43 ERA over 185 innings. He doesn't have the celebrity of a Skubal, but the underlying metrics? His hard hit rate is consistently 10 points below the league average. He is contact suppression personified, Dr. Sharma notes. Logan Webb at 9 represents the perfect antithesis to the high strikeout model. He is the master craftsman, hitting 200-plus innings for the third straight year, relying on a 54% ground ball rate and impeccable command, finishing 4th in Cy Young voting. He proves that volume and smart pitching are not extinct. But the true conflict, the apex of our debate, sits between 7 and 5. The biggest riser, Christopher Sanchez, vaults to number 7, finishing second in Cy Young voting, relying on that devastating 95-mile-per-hour sinker and elite extension. He's the answer to the Webb model. High volume, high ground ball rate, but with sharper strikeout numbers. Just ahead of him is Zach Wheeler at 6, pure electricity, holding a 33% K rate and a sub 1.0 whip. Then the controversial twist at number 5, Shohei Ohtani. He threw only 47 innings last year. 47. This is the moment where the risk-reward scale explodes. How can Ohtani, post-surgery, with minimal innings, be ranked above Wheeler or Sanchez? Because his 47 innings were an absolute spectacle of perfection. He threw 7 different pitches, struck out 33% of batters, and walked only 4%. Coach Mike was furious. This is a highlight reel ranking. This isn't baseball. We rank pitchers who finish games, not pitchers who make great short films. But the counter-argument, the ultimate refutation, is that Ohtani's raw, unadulterated stuff, that 100-mile-per-hour fastball paired with a 4% walk rate, is statistically more valuable per pitch than anyone outside the top 2. He is the embodiment of the high-ceiling, low-volume future. This brings us to the summit. Yamamoto at 3, Skennies at 2, and Skubal at 1. Yamamoto's placement is heavily influenced by his postseason heroics and 173 innings of sub-2.50 ERA ball. He is the Japanese wonderkind who validated the massive contract immediately. But the true tie, the 1A and 1B debate that keeps scouts up at night, is Skeens versus Skubal. Paul Skeens, with a career ERA under 2.00 across 300 innings, is perhaps the best starting pitcher debut in modern history. The 7-pitch mix, the relentless velocity, the sub 1.0 career whip, he is perfection. Yet Tarik Skubal takes the final spot at number 1, cementing his status with a third straight season of a sub 2.25 ERA and a whip below 1. The differentiator, the single statistic that separates the two generational talents, is the KBB ratio. Skubal's command, walking only 4.4% of batters while striking out 32.2%, edged out Skeens' equally dominant but slightly higher 5.7% walk rate. Command remains the ultimate currency. So there are the rankings for 2026, a blend of volume, youth, risk, and raw electricity. What do you think of this hierarchy, where potential seems to constantly overpower established track records? Were we too harsh on Garrett Cole, or perhaps too kind to the explosive yet fragile Shohei Ohtani? Let us know your biggest disagreements in the comments below. If you appreciated this deep dive into the pitching metrics and the philosophy behind these controversial decisions, smash that like button, share this video with your baseball group chat, and of course, subscribe to 604 News Now for more unfiltered, passionate analysis of the greatest game on earth.